In the world of pharma manufacturing, data isn't just data, it's everything. It's proof. But what if I told you that countless facilities are right now standing on the edge of a digital cliff? They're exposed to a single threat that can shut down production, wipe out entire batches, and kick off a full-blown regulatory crisis. So what is this hidden vulnerability? Let's get into it. Okay, think of your plant's automation system like its central nervous system. You've got your PLCs, those are the brains of each machine, and then your HMI and SCADA systems, which are how you see and control everything. This whole network runs the show. It handles batch processing, it monitors the environment, and most importantly, it logs every single piece of data you need for compliance. It's the engine that never sleeps.
I mean, just think about that for a second. It's a terrifying thought, right? One little hardware failure, one corrupted file, and boom, your entire production memory, the very evidence of your compliance, could just be gone. And listen, this isn't some hypothetical what if. For a lot of facilities, it's a ticking clock.
So where does this huge danger actually come from? Well, the problem is often hiding in plain sight, kind of woven right into the way most plants are built.
This image here, this shows a really common and really dangerous reality. See, most plants aren't one big connected system. No, they're more like a patchwork quilt of different machines from different vendors. A Siemens here, an Allen Bradley there, maybe a Mitsubishi over in the corner, all running in their own little worlds. These scattered islands of automation create this super fragile system with tons of hidden weak spots. And that fragmentation leads straight to some massive risks. First off, there's no single place where all your critical data is safely backed up. If a machine goes down, you are completely at the mercy of the original vendor and their schedule. We're talking days of downtime. And any manual backups? Well, if they even exist, they're usually inconsistent, undocumented, and basically a nightmare waiting to happen during an audit.
Now here's the key takeaway. Moving away from this scattered mess isn't just about dodging a bullet. It's actually a really smart financial decision. Trying to manage dozens of separate systems is just incredibly inefficient and expensive. A centralized, unified system, it's not only way more secure, it is far more cost-effective in the long run. You're basically swapping costly chaos for a smart, secure investment.
So now we see the vulnerability, but let's really dig into what happens when that vulnerability gets exposed. The cost of just doing nothing, well, it's staggering, and it usually unfolds like a devastating chain reaction. This is a perfect illustration of that domino effect. Look, it starts with something simple. A single PLC fails, or an HMI screen gets corrupted. Instantly, you lose operator control, which forces a production halt. That halt leads to crazy long downtime while you're waiting for a vendor to show up. And that downtime, it creates a huge gap in your audit trail. And that missing trail leads right to the final disaster, a failed US FDA audit, with all the brutal penalties that come with it.
Let's be crystal clear about why this is a crisis. These aren't just operational bumps in the road. They are direct violations of US FDA 21 CFR Part 11. The regulation demands automated electronic signatures, not some guy with a clipboard. It requires complete, uneditable audit trails, not system logs that can just be overwritten. It needs secure, validated systems, not a bunch of fragmented spreadsheets and unvalidated instruments. The gap between what's common and what's required is just a massive chasm.
This quote really just sums it all up perfectly. The second you lose that data, you've kicked off a three-part failure. Your production stops, your batches are at risk, and your compliance is shot. The fallout is immediate and it is devastating. But, and this is a big but, it doesn't have to be this way. The solution isn't about patching holes. It's about totally redesigning your approach to build a truly resilient and compliant ecosystem from the ground up. And this is where the plant-wide automation backup and recovery system from Advanced Engineers comes into play. It's built on three pillars: zero data loss, super fast production recovery, and guaranteed US FDA audit readiness. Think of it as a holistic shield for your entire operation. I mean, the transformation is just night and day. You go from isolated, vulnerable storage on each machine to a centralized, redundant server. Instead of waiting days for a vendor to fly in, your own team can restore a system in minutes. You replace error-prone manual stuff with tamper-proof electronic records, and you go from being totally vulnerable in an audit to being completely audit-ready with full validation documents. So, how does it all work? Well, this blueprint shows the logic, and it's actually pretty elegant. Data gets automatically pulled from the factory floor.
It's structured and versioned at an engineering workstation, and then it's archived on a central server with a totally secure, redundant backup. It's a clear, logical, and, most importantly, defensible data flow.
And here's the real kicker for any facility that has a mix of equipment. This whole ecosystem is platform agnostic. It doesn't matter if you run Siemens, Allen Bradley, Mitsubishi, or whatever else. The system integrates everything seamlessly, pulling all those scattered islands into one unified, secure home.
Okay, so understanding the solution is one thing, but actually putting it in place is another. So let's look at the clear, structured path to getting your facility fully protected. The roadmap to compliance from advanced engineers is a straightforward 7-phase process. It all starts with a deep system audit, then moves to backup extraction and data structuring. From there, it's security deployment and SOP documentation. Finally, it all culminates in integrity validation and maintenance training, which ensures your team is ready to go. It's a proven, manageable path to total compliance.
So, at the end of this process, what do you actually hold in your hands? You get a complete backup repository, custom SOPs made for your team, full IQ/OQ/PQ validation reports that will make any auditor happy, and certified training records. You are officially audit ready.
And here's what's really important to get. This isn't just a defensive move. This secure, compliant foundation is literally the launchpad for your digital future. It's what enables all the cool stuff, like predictive maintenance, remote monitoring, and the data analytics that are driving Industry 4.0. It turns a compliance headache into a powerful competitive advantage. So let's end right where we started. The risk is real, the consequences are severe, and this vulnerability, it is likely present in your facility right now. You are one hardware failure, one power surge, one corrupt file away from a massive compliance crisis. The time for just hoping you're safe is over. The very first step to getting protected is understanding your specific risks. So DM or call advanced engineers to schedule a confidential automation safety audit. It is the most critical first step you can take to turn that fragile dependency into a secure, reliable, and audit-ready ecosystem.